So is a two-state solution in Palestine the solution? For decades, the US has been pushing this idea of a two-state solution in Palestine. It's supposed to fix the mess left by the British colonial project in the Muslim lands at the beginning of the last century. This solution, adopted by the US, seemingly gives the Palestinians the right to an independent state alongside the criminal occupying state. Don't forget that the US and the so-called international community argue that Israel is only occupying the West Bank and Gaza Strip. However, we know that the occupation began in 1948 and not 1967. In this sense, in addition to the deception, misleading, brainwashing, and obscuring of the truth, it's actually solidifying and legitimizing the Zionist entity and settling the Palestinian issue at the hands of those who have been cherry-picked as the legitimate and sole representatives of the Palestinian people. The aim of this freak solution is to have it approved by the Palestinians themselves to recognize Israel as a state and to officially and through international agreements give up their land occupied in 1948 and part of the West Bank, which is about 80% of Palestine's historical territory, and to give the Palestinians, the people of the entire country, no more than 20% of the land, torn apart by major settlements, bypass roads, and the segregation wall that encroaches on fertile agricultural land. They will establish a state that is disarmed and without sovereignty, deluding the Palestinians into thinking that their issue will be solved through scattered pieces of land where they will live as prisoners, and a Palestinian Authority whose primary function is legitimizing the occupying entity, removing the occupation status from it, and to protecting it from Muslims who don't recognize it. In fact, this is exactly what the so-called Palestinian Authority has been doing since it was brought to the West Bank following the doomed Oslo Accords. Through its security coordination with the Zionist entity, it's been arresting and torturing resistance fighters, extracting information from them and handing them to the Zionists. But somehow this corrupt, treacherous sellout authority is supposed to be part of the solution. So, this is the reality of the two-state solution, which is being heavily pushed by the US and its allies. But we must not fall for this trick. This is nothing more than a solution which only serves the US strategic objectives in the region.